Back to the daily grind. The channel's getting false flagged by triggered trolls, so make sure you subscribe to the new channel. Let's get to the MMA news. With Jimmie Rivera, bantamweight, coming off of a very impressive win over Thomas Almeida, unanimous decision win, he moved up to the top 3 of the bantamweight division. The only people ranked above Jimmie Rivera currently are Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw, and Dominic Cruz. And he's also the guy that retired Uriah Faber, if you remember. He fought Uriah Faber. He actually looked really good in the fight. He suffered a vicious eye poke in the fight and was still able to come out there and get an impressive unanimous decision over Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber went on to retire. He's already in the Hall of Fame. So he beat Uriah Faber, a Hall of Famer. He's only lost one time. He's on about a 19-fight winning streak. This is just remembering off the top of my head. He's on like a 19-fight winning streak for all the way from outside of the UFC to his fights in the UFC. So he's undefeated in the UFC. And he said he used to, where he was training one day, Uriah Faber and TJ Dillashaw walked into their gym one day, and because TJ Dillashaw used to be on Team Alpha Male. He said he got to spar with TJ Dillashaw, and he clipped TJ Dillashaw up in sparring, so he knows he can beat TJ Dillashaw. He said he wants to finish off Team Beta Male, taking a shot at Team Alpha Male. Their champion right now, Cody Garbrandt's at Team Alpha Male, so he said he already finished off Uriah Faber. Next, he wants to finish off Cody Garbrandt and to TJ Dillashaw, since he used to be a part of Team Alpha Male 2. He wants to finish him off too. He said he already beat TJ Dillashaw in sparring, so that he's looking forward to just beating Cody Garbrandt. But he will beat TJ Dillashaw again if he has to. And I mean, I'm telling you what, I'm super excited about Jimmie Rivera at the bantamweight division, because he's been looking really good, and he's starting to look like one of those guys, one of those dark horses that people don't want to fight, that people are trying to kind of avoid because they know he's game. Whenever people go to take the easier fight for the most money, this is kind of the opposite. Not as many people know Jimmie Rivera, and he's probably one of the toughest challenge in the bantamweight division. So he came out, fought Thomas Almeida, looked really impressive, beat Thomas Almeida, and now he's setting his sights toward the top 3 or the championship belt. So what's one thing that could be happening, because TJ Dillashaw is supposed to be fighting Cody Garbrandt. They had the Ultimate Fighter entire season. Cody Garbrandt's back got injured, but the fight's rescheduled for Madison Square Garden, UFC 217. So meanwhile, we've got Dominic Cruz in the wing, who's been waiting on the winner of TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. But with the setback to that fight, he's been sitting out now for about a year. So who knows what's going to happen with the winner of that fight. They're probably going to go on and try and have a super fight with Demetrius Johnson if possible, which would leave Dominic Cruz on the sideline even longer. So what makes a better, even possibly an interim title fight if they go on to another division, whoever wins out of Cody and TJ? But who makes for a better #1 contender fight than Dominic Cruz versus Jimmie Rivera? Because Jimmie Rivera is not a guy that's going to beat Dominic Cruz and just sit out and wait for the belt, I don't believe. I believe he'll be a guy like TJ Dillashaw who defends against #1 contenders. He's not just waiting for that one fight. I believe he's one of the best in the division. So while he waits on the bantamweight champion to do his super fight with Demetrius Johnson or whatever they have planned, he'll be a guy that'll defend the #1 contender spot. So I am looking forward to see Jimmie Rivera get to fight one of these top 3 guys. But since Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw are tied up, it's really only leaving Dominic Cruz. And Dominic Cruz just came out recently, and he's not sounding like he wants to fight Jimmie Rivera. He said he wants to fight either Cody or TJ. And it was looking like Cody was injured, so he wanted an interim title fight with TJ. But now that they're scheduled to fight at Madison Square Garden, we'll have to see if Dominic Cruz will take the fight versus Jimmie Rivera. I know I would love to see that fight. With that being said, man, Jimmie Rivera, he's calling out the division, and this is good. He's putting himself in the front of the MMA world. He's not just sitting and waiting. He's actually calling people out. He's making a name for himself. He's putting Dominic Cruz on notice. So he's not only Dominic Cruz, the rest of the division. So it is what it is, man. I'm about to, this is definitely the last video of the night for me. I'm about to put my dog in the bath. I got to try and find a shift for tomorrow, some work for tomorrow. And also, Game of Thrones came out tonight, baby boy. What the fuck you mean? So it is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you think about Jimmie Rivera putting Team Beta Male, or so he says, and Dominic Cruz on notice. And if you're interested in Dominic Cruz versus Jimmie Rivera, or if you just want Dominic Cruz to wait on the winner of Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw in the comments, dude. A doctor told a blonde, "I can't seem to find a cause for your illness. I think it's due to drinking." To which the blonde replied, "In that case, I'll come back when you're sober."